Hello, fellow ILSSO travelers. I'm Riley Sleichter, and welcome to my study room here in Manhattan, Kansas. I am currently serving as the 2017-2018 Kansas FFA Association State Reporter, and I am from a small town in central Kansas called Abilene. And Abilene relatively can be a pretty decent sized town. We have about 6,500 to 700 or 7,000 people. And we are actually the home for Dwight D. Eisenhower, and we are also the home for the presidential library for Dwight D. Eisenhower as well. As I said, I'm currently in Manhattan, and that is because I'm currently attending Kansas State University and studying agribusiness. While here in Manhattan at K-State, I'm also a member of the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity, which is the study room that I'm in right now. When I am not fulfilling my state officer obligations, I spend my time traveling the United States and running back home. The reason I do this is because I love showing cattle. Showing cattle has been a major influence on my life over the past 3, 4, 5 years. And that's where I spend the majority of my time. I travel all over the United States showing cattle. I've been as far west as Denver, as far east as Ohio, up to Minnesota, and even down to Oklahoma. When I think of South Africa, there's kind of three things that come to mind for me. These three things, or these three terms, are wild, potential, and prairie. I guess a little bit why I think those is wild is I see South Africa as a country that's not quite as developed as the United States. And so to me that seems a little more wild. Potential. I see South Africa as an area that is full of potential, especially in agriculture. The reason I say that is because from my little research into South Africa, the majority of the United States machinery that was used in like the 1970s, 80s, and 90s that we no longer use was shipped over to South Africa. And South African farms are taking advantage of this machinery and being able to greatly enhance their production skills and their practices. Prairie, that's my last thing. And I think prairie because South Africa has a lot of prairie land. And that's very similar to what we have here in Kansas in the Flint Hills. And that's where my family and thousands of other Kansas families have their livelihoods in the prairie. And so it'll be interesting to see how their prairie compares to the prairie that we have here in Kansas. Well, thank you for listening to this short video here today. And I look forward to meeting all of you here in the coming months and not too long in January. I look forward to our trip, and thank you.